Yeah.
Yeah, we have started.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a few people trickling in. Welcome to those who have already joined. Maybe we'll wait for a couple of minutes for more people to join.
Sure.
And in the meantime, those who have joined, maybe you can, let us know where you are joining from, what you're looking forward to gaining from the session. If we can open the chat and if they can share the responses in the chat box, that would be great. We also have a few polls that we will be launching soon, just to get a little background on what is the audience in today's session and what might be your goals. Right. Um, we have some more people joining in. Maybe in the meantime, yeah, I'm Yashasvi and Shija. Both of us are going to be the moderators for the session today. Shija, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself also to the audience? Just a quick
Sure.
introduction, and then we'll begin with speaker introductions.
Hello guys, I'm Shrija. I'm from IIT Madras. I'm also a third year student, BTech student doing electrical engineering. So I am probably, I would say, I'm just like all of you people here, wanting to explore this finance industry, and like that's the domain that I'm going to be like taking forward. So it's very nice being here, and it's an honor moderating the session as part of my efforts. Over to you, Yashasvi.
Thanks, Shrija. So I'm Yashasvi. I just graduated out of IIT Delhi, did my BTech in engineering physics. I've been associated with Aspire for Her for almost 3 years now. Worked extensively with Madhura ma'am and the rest of the core team, Ruchita ma'am, rest of the core team on multiple projects back in 2020, 2021. And I am joining BCG as a management consulting just in about a month. But I'm very excited to be moderating this session today, especially with such an esteemed speaker amongst us. And thank you, Aspire, for the opportunity. I'm sure all of the attendees are also very excited. With that, maybe we can start with the first poll and see some of the responses. So the poll is, which of these describes you best? Are you a student, a working professional, somebody in technology? Are you looking to return to work? Okay, I think we have a mix of audiences with maximum students in college and followed by people who are looking to return to work. And maximum people are surprisingly looking forward to learning what are the skills required to work in tech. Sure, of course, we are definitely going to be touching upon those questions. With that, I
Yeah,
think
we
we
can
can,
get started, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, I'll hand
So,
over to Shrija. Yeah.
yes. So, to kickstart, I would first like to introduce Ms. Adura Dasgupta Sinha, the founder and the CEO of Aspire for Her, which is an organization with a mission to change the diversity equation of our country. With over 25 years of experience in the banking industry, her career includes building one of India's youngest banks, leading the merger of the bank with an NBFC, and 17 years in an MNC bank in various business leadership roles, including growing the P&L to an $100 million business. So I would like to invite Madhura ma'am, the founder and CEO of Aspire for Her, to talk a little bit about Aspire for Her and our collaboration with NPCI and to introduce our speaker of the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shita.
It's lovely to be here and to welcome none other than Mr. Dilip Aspe to Aspire for Her. Uh, at Aspire for Her, we are adding 1 million women to the workforce by 2025. And we have built 18 communities so far. And the last community that we built is one of the most special that we have, which is Women in Fintech. Women in Fintech started as a dream a few months ago, and we had the wonderful platform of the Global Fintech Fest to actually launch it, where there were so many landmark launches, marquee launches, which will probably change the fintech ecosystem of our country. Why we wanted to launch Women in Fintech was because we felt that fintech is an upcoming area, a very exciting area for young women to consider career options. And it's not understood well enough. The various areas of fintech, the various paths that you can take, the career trajectories are not understood well enough. But we thought it was important for us to attract more young minds, to attract more brilliant minds to the world of fintech, and welcome them as GFW, or Global Fintech Women. That's what it's called. This is our first ever global community. And we are so proud, we are so honored to be doing this with none other than National Payments Corporation of India, which has been at the absolute epicenter of the revolution of the fintech disruption that the world has seen. They put India on the map, they put fintech on the map, and the person behind this entire excitement, the person behind changing this equation, has been none other than Mr. Dilip Asbe, who we have with us. We have the pleasure and privilege to have with us here today. So a warm welcome to you, Dilip. We could not have done GFW without you. And I think all of us as Indians, very, very proud of the work that you have done, of the revolution that you have led. And we'd love to hear from you. We will not stand between you and our community, which has a lot of questions for you. So over to you, Yashasvi, Shrija, with warm welcome to Dilip, MD and CEO of NPCI.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Madhura ma'am. Now, before we dive into the actual conversation, I would just like to give an introduction about Dilip sir to the audience as well. Mr. Dilip Asbe is the Managing Director and CEO of the National Payments Corporation of India. Prior to this post, he was also the Chief Operating Officer at NPCI. He has played a pivotal role in designing and building platforms like the Immediate Payment Service, Aadhaar enabled payment service, and India's homegrown card network RuPay, and the very famous United Payments Interface, or UPI, which we all know about. This has led to enabling over 10 billion financial transactions a month all across India. He was also awarded the Changemaker of the Year award by former Finance Minister, late Mr. Arun Jaitley. And he was also awarded the Policy Change Agent of the Year award for his work on UPI by the former Vice President, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. With that, I am sure the audience is super excited to be interacting with Dilip sir today. And a very warm welcome to the platform, sir. We are very excited to hear from you. I think with that, without wasting any further time, we'll just dive right into the chat. So just, the title of the session is What the Hell is Fintech? So let's get straight to the point. What can you explain what fintech is all about? What is the industry, and what is NPCI? Where does that come into the picture?
So hi, all of you, and first of all, thank you for inviting me on this fireside chat. And I think it's a great initiative in my assessment. Today, last few years, even in NPCI, we have been trying to drive the gender diversity in a big way, and with a lot of efforts. Actually, we are still just below 30%, and our aspiration is to go to 50%. And while our HR team, our marketing team, trying to reach out to more and more women participants, and working on that, but obviously this is a little bit of a time consuming. But our aspiration is to have 50% women workforce in NPCI, and I'm sure all the other fintechs which are operating in this area are also looking forward for that. So again, great initiative, and this initiative can actually be a bridge to kind of get the companies like NPCI and banks and other fintech companies to get some women talent, right? So I think this initiative is very important, and thank you for starting this event and also allowing NPCI to partner with this. So now let me come back to the question: what is fintech? To be honest, I don't think I answered this question ever. But if I look at it very simplistically, it is fintech. It is financial technologies. And when I look at financial technology, India has about, all of us are aware, India has about 1.4 billion citizens. And I think the fintech is all about taking the financial services, whether it's payments, investments, insurance, uh, and credit, to this 1.4 billion people using the technology. I think that's the way I look at it, fintech. So today, if you ask a question, today is a bank a fintech? I'm saying yes, bank is a fintech, because bank is not only producing the financial product, but also delivering them by their channels to the millions of Indians. Today, companies like whether it's NPCI, PhonePe, Paytm, GPay, or some of the other companies like Cred, Slice, uh, uh, all these companies are also a fintech, because what they are doing is they have their own products, or they are distributing the products of the financial institutions to the citizens. So I think the financial technologies has much wider kind of a definition. It involves the financial, it involves the technology, and even to while we say that these are the two critical component, one is the financial services and distribution of these financial services, there are many other companies also are able to kind of participate in the fintech ecosystem, so that the service provider is able to create the service, and the service distributor is able to distribute the service. So for example, a legal firm kind of assisting a financial services company is also part of that fintech ecosystem. For example, a consulting organization, right, trying to consult on either on the demand side or the supply side of the fintech, and trying to help to build better the solutions. Everything is a fintech. Marketing company kind of assisting the fintech company to kind of take this product to the million. So I think the fintech ecosystem, as a ecosystem, it's a very wide and vibrant ecosystem. I can say that.
Absolutely, sir. Coming to the career choice, so that career choice is something it's very confusing for a lot of people, right? So coming to fintech as a career choice, so why should students choose finance over all the other options that's there? Like, give us your perspective.
So so the way I look at it, and again, I may not be the best person to advise this, but let me just try to take a shot at it. See, in my assessment, right, and today we are moving to a fully kind of a digital economy from an India standpoint, right, or a knowledge-based economy, right? And in the knowledge-based economy, when you look at some of the developed economies, the the citizens are participating in the knowledge economy by means of access to the information, by means to access to the services, right? India being such a large country, right? The When you look at India in next 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years, for that matter, converting a fully knowledge-based economy, you can imagine the kind of opportunities we have in the finance, taking this financial services to this 1.4 billion population. So in my opinion, sheer the opportunity, sheer the scale of this whole market, right? And India is a fairly under. I'm sure all of you are aware, but India is super. Even the payments, which we believe we have done a lot, still 10x growth is possible for in the payment system. Insurance, investment, credit. in my assessment, 5,000, 10,000 times the industry can grow from where it is right now. So the sheer growth opportunity, sheer kind of, the if and today, the way I look at it, the fintechs in India are not only servicing fintechs citizens in India, because India is leading this whole fintech. We are the third largest fintech country in the world. There are many areas, and thanks to RBI and the government and the other regulators, there are many areas. India is not only the fintech community is not only leader in India, but some of the platforms, some of the public good infrastructures what India has created are actually brand in the world, right? And the whole world is now aspiring for this kind of building the solutions, so that they can again go in a very economical, very efficient way to get the services to their citizens. So not only the opportunities in India, but the whole world is actually kind of looking forward to kind of partner, collaborate back with the fintechs in India. So I think sheer the size and scale of the opportunity, I would urge all the entire your community that consider fintech as one of the most vibrant, one of the most challenging, one of the most what you call purpose-driven opportunity to meaningfully contribute back to the country and to the world.
Thank you. Thank you for that, sir. And I think from your answer, it's evident that, the growth opportunities, like you said, in fintech are immense for students if they were to start their careers. But, tying that to the next question, how do you think, what are the ways in which students like us can engage, with the fintech ecosystem and with players like NPCI?
So there are multiple ways. Again, it depends on what's your exact interest is all about. But let me articulate few examples. So, for example, most of the fintech community, in fact, even the regulator and government conducts the hackathons today. So, I think hackathons, participation in the hackathons and ideathons is kind of one way to engage back with the fintech community. The second part, if you are, for example, if you are a technology student, right, you can create meaningful programs, meaningful research, and kind of publish or circulate that research to the ecosystem, and that could be the another way to kind of collaborate or reach out to the fintech ecosystem. And today NPCI does quite a lot reach out. NPCI along with even the regulator, the RBI ran the Harbinger 2023. I am seeing RBI running this for 2 years, and in the evaluation we saw, the Thadumal Shahani, which is the engineering college in Bombay, some of the participants from IIT. So they were still at third year or fourth year, but their solutions, they had created the solutions for RegTech and some of the scalability of the blockchain solutions. So variety of options are there, right? And today NPCI has started internships. NPCI is looking at hiring more and more women in fintech. So it's not only the technology as an area, right? We are looking at marketing, we are looking at business development, we are looking at product management, we are looking at legal, we are looking at technology, we are looking at transformation. So I think because the services has to be offered in totality to the citizens, the a fintech company has all kind of a full function suites, right? So whether it's a legal, whichever department you would think to run a company, the fintech has all opportunities. So whichever area kind of you're interested in, whether it's a legal, whether it's a marketing, whether it's a product management, product development, whichever area you're looking at, and there are ample, I must say that ample of opportunities today in the fintech. I think fintech is, I would say that one of the highest job seekers in the India fintech as a sector. So whichever area you're looking at, I'm sure if you're well in your craft, if you're good in your what is the where you want to aspire your career in, definitely there are not even one or two, multiple such opportunities are knocking on at your door.
About that, sir. Both opportunities knocking at our door.
I think
So,
Yashasvi, you would like
Can
to
you
take on this?
elaborate more on what makes it compelling? I'm sorry, I'm audible, right? Yeah.
so maybe I just missed a question.
Sorry, yes, sir. I'll repeat it again.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I wanted to understand how does NPCI is apart, like set apart as an employer? Like what makes it a compelling choice for the professionals to choose NPCI over the other opportunities that are available?
Thanks for this question. Really happy. I'm not going to leave an opportunity to sell NPCI to all your community. Uh, so, uh, look, I'm just saying that, uh, and that there are three ways I would like to put up the answer. The first one and most important one in my assessment is, NPCI is a public good infrastructure, right? So when all of us are working for NPCI, we are able to see the impact which NPCI is making back on a citizens, right? So we run the platforms, we run variety of platforms. UPI and some of the platforms maybe most known, but there is a Bharat Bill Pay platform. You can pay the bills, any bills, anywhere, anytime. There is a toll collection. If you look at the FASTag which is stuck on your car, you'll see NPCI on that. So we do the National Electronic Tolling system. We work on the RuPay card. We work on the check clearing. We work on variety of such payment systems. And these all payment systems are not driven by the profit motive. This all payment systems are built up with the purpose of nation building, right? So any country payment system is the country uh, needs to be self-sufficient is a very important. It's like a backbone or a core infrastructure of the country. In fact, NPCI has been classified as a national critical infrastructure in that sense. And when you look at the purpose, I think we are so lucky and grateful to be part of NPCI, that we are actually part of this nation building, right? Which is the digital financial services what we are looking at. And this kind of contributes to the economy, creates the transparency, increases the tax collections. I think the increases the velocity of money so that the money can change hands multiple times in a day, unlike cash. So this whole purpose kind of, if you decide to join NPCI, you will live the dream of building the nation, right? This is the first part I would like to talk about. The second part I would like to talk about, because most of the NPCI's platforms are citizen scale platforms. So if you take a example, most of our platforms process about 200, 300 million transactions a month. Some of the payment systems are in billions a month. So if you look at that way, we are servicing about 10 billion APIs on a daily basis to the ecosystem. So that kind of gives you a opportunity to participate in a very large scale systems, right? And it's a great challenge too. And when you work on such a large platforms, the learning opportunities are humongous, right? Because if you are part of the team that is building innovation on UPI or Bharat Bill payment, or the toll collection or any RuPay cards, you would see the opportunity and the learning going to be humongous, because the nature of the platform, the drive of innovation is very high. So this is the second thing why I would believe that the working for NPCI is exciting for all of us, and I'm sure it would be exciting if some of you decides to join. And the third part is, we have a very high innovation and learning culture, right? So for example, we have programs like we have partnered with the premier institutes like IITs and IIMs and SPGen to start the kind of a part-time courses for our post graduation courses for our employees. And those courses are for 2 years, 3 years. There are if I don't know what are the industry average, but on an average, our employee spends about 15 to 20 days per day, full days in learning, right? Courses like variety of training courses or whatever it is. So we want to further increase it, but that's very, very high learning kind of investment what NPCI does on employees. And apart from the culture and overall perspective, we have built this employee value proposition. So I think it's when you look at companies like NPCI, or for that matter any other fintech, the opportunities, learning opportunities, the scale which you're going to work on, hence the knowledge and the kind of contributing back to the nation is going to be very, very high on purpose. So this is what I believe is what NPCI, at least NPCI, offers on plate for all of you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I mean, your answers are making me personally more and more excited about fintech. But moving on to the next question, then I think after this last question, we can move on to the audience Q&A. I just wanted to ask from from the perspective of somebody who's just starting out their career. What are the career growth opportunities like in fintech? What are the trajectories that people in fintech usually take with their careers? And what are some connected ecosystems that one can move to, let's say after fintech?
So as I explained, I think if you yeah, and it's not a fintech, but it's a general principle that if you if you like what you do, right, if you what you're going to work on, there is no better satisfaction than that, right? So first of all, I think uh, while you decide whether it's a fintech, non-fintech, or any other company, I think first, when you decide the area, I think your interest in that area, your liking in that area is super critical. It lays the foundation for you as a professional. So I think that is first choice what you will have to make. It's not that you can't change the areas, but it's better to identify your niche, your liking, early part of the career. So I think some thoughts and thinking is required in terms of charting your paths. Obviously, some of the people who are working in the college, studying in the colleges may not have full clarity on what they like exactly, and they may figure out slowly in the once they start in their first job itself. But it's absolutely fine. In NPCI also, we have a management trainee and a technology training, and there are a variety of different departments which management training can actually move around to, or a technology training can move around to, right? Because there are different technologies, the AI, the DLT, the advanced open source, or infrastructure as a code, as far as technology is concerned. And similarly, on the management trainee side, he can work around on a product, relationship management, solutioning, and those kind of things. So I think when you look at the choices, what you'll have to make, again, this choices has to be made on your liking, on which area you like, and obviously you will get multiple opportunities to kind of review and reflect your choices. And absolutely, we see many, in fact, NPCI, we keep moving people around from the domain to tech to domain, and vice versa. Similarly, and I don't think that once you go to the fintech, you get a brand of. In fact, I'll tell you, the fintech brand is one of the most if you have worked with a challenging companies and innovative companies, I think it's a great brand to have on your resume. And with that brand, because I was talking about that, because the fintech companies are a full function companies, right? They are not doing a part of services. Most of the companies are doing full suite of services. The switching careers, for example, if you're in legal in fintech and moving to the top 5 legal firms in the country, if you are in a technology department of the fintech, to moving to the big tech, or to the services technology company like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, is very, very easy actually. In fact, the the fintech talent has a really, really high demand in the overall ecosystem, as I've seen.
That makes a lot of sense.
So now I guess we can move on. I think we have a bunch of questions in the chat. Feel free, the audience, please feel free to put more questions in the chat. We'll try to answer. So can we take up there's a question about any opportunities for cyber security background women, like with a career gap.
No,
So
we have a huge practice on cyber security. So, NPCI being nationally critical infrastructure, right? I'm saying the cyber security has a highest emphasis, I must say, because See, look, the when you work in the financial services, the trust is the most important backbone of your offering to the citizens, because if there is no trust, people are not going to use your services to access their bank accounts, access their money. So uh, the cyber security is a very very advanced practice what we run in NPCI. Over 100 professionals actually work in NPCI in the area of cyber security and information security overall. And we will be more than glad to welcome any opportunities. If you guys are interested, please reach out to us, and we would be more than glad to kind of look at review the applications.
Absolutely. One more a similar question from the audience is that being a non-technical professional and having 16 plus years of experience in financial services, is there any scope like accounts payable specialist? So is there any scope to get the opportunities in returning program? So
See, for sure, because, as I said, normally the fintech companies are the full service companies. So we also do have finance department, roughly around 40 to 50 people work on that, all our partner payments, all our reconciliation process. So of course, I think, NPCI is a full function company, and the other companies are, for that matter. So there are opportunities in every area. Every area we have opportunities.
absolutely yes. Um, so I think any more questions? We'll just wait for a minute for
Yeah.
any more questions from the
Uh,
audience.
One more question that I saw in the chat box was from students and students looking for internship opportunity.
No, no, for sure. In fact, we have a large internship program now. We have about almost close to 100 students doing the internship, because it gives us a very good opportunity for us also to kind of work very closely, kind of convert them early on our national agenda, and kind of give them the flavor of sense of purpose, what with which all of us are working on. And also kind of they understand the culture ethos of NPCI, and it makes it kind of easier for them to look at a long-term association with NPCI. So we are doing quite a lot internship. So please, as I'm saying, feel free to reach out. We are very excited to kind of have uh, the internship program, or the some of the question came on information security, or any other financial service, finance department, accounts payable. We'll be very glad to review everything.
Thank you. Thank
I think one more intriguing question in the chat box. So since you talked about purpose, so how personal is nation building to you, Deep sir? Like how has it evolved over the years? Would be
Yeah,
great to know.
I used to work for the multinational company, and now almost like a 15 years I'm here. But it has been extremely challenging, and I truly believe this, that working in NPCI is a great opportunity, that we are really, uh, I think the God has been kind, and we are really lucky to work to get this opportunity, because we know that there are many capable, qualified people to run NPCI, but at this stage we are working for this great institute, is a great opportunity for us.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. So also, I think people want to ask a bit about women who are having a career break, who plan to return to their careers after a break, so even after upskilling and like having a lot to bring. So can you try and talk a bit more about
Yeah,
what kind of
yeah.
opportunities for the
So,
people who want to return? Yeah.
I really don't know that, whether these details are on our website, but we have
Yes.
started a returnity program. So,
Okay.
there is a returnity program, because women employees, especially after the family way, and have to go through certain challenges, and maybe many of you would look at taking a break. The male employees don't have this challenge, but women employees do go through this challenge. So looking at that, our HR team has designed the returnity as a program, and the especially the women who have taken the break, and if I correctly remember, what we do is, if somebody is on a break for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or whatever it is, we look at those opportunities. Right now, we are kind of experimenting at about 25, 30 numbers, But if the experience is good, we can actually amplify it to even 100 or 150 numbers as well. And we are actually kind of looking at it as a first 6 months as a contract opportunity, so that when what happens is when you return to work after a long break, right? You're not fully clear about how demanding, challenging the work is going to be, how the culture is going to be, how the work is going to treat you back as a professional. So we give that time, 6 months time for the assessment for the company, and also the assessment of the to the employee for the company, so that we are able to kind of look at this, and after 6 months, then with the mutual consent of employee and the employer, which is NPCI, then we convert into a full-time opportunity. So there is a program Returnity, and I don't know whether it's there on the internet or not, but maybe we can give some more details on that. I'll work with Madhura and Ruchita to get the details of that spread out to your community immediately.
Absolutely, sir. One last small question. We just this is a general advice for all the women and like all the college students as well. What are the resources or the learning materials from where one can learn the basics of fintech and like upskill themselves in this particular field? So,
So again, this is a very hard question,
okay.
and when you compare the industrial age, right? Industrial age, people worked, the on-job training was the kind of very high on learning, right? So people, you gain the experience while working, which is on-job training is what we call upon. uh, However, in the digital age, right, the on-job training contribution to the learning reduces substantially. Why? Of course, the work matters, but when you talk about the learning actually comes from the information, from the actual doing some of the out of the box thinking, doing some of the implementing some of the out of the box thinking ideas, participation in the hackathons, reading books, reading some of the technical papers, reading reports. So I think the learning in the today's digital world is kind of dramatically changed what it used to happen in the industrial age, right? So your networking, you learn a lot from your colleagues, you learn from in fact, we keep talking about this in NPCI, that most of the seniors actually are learning from the youngsters, right? So I'm saying they are like buzzing with the energy, knowledge, and because I don't think the way experience mattered in the industrial area, the experience matters in the digital age, right? So the digital age, your capability and your knowledge kind of decides, which is very very different than the number of years experience what you have. So and that's what we believe it in NPCI. A newcomer can come and kind of crack an idea which is kind of we have not been able to do it for ages or years. So I think the digital age, the capability and the knowledge actually is built on variety of different things, but reading, learning, and kind of doing things differently.
Absolutely, sir. So I think we're running out of time, and we'd love to have you hear much more about you, but I think we'll have to come to an end. So it's been an enlightening discussion, sir. Now I would like to invite Ruchita ma'am, who's the Chief Growth Officer at Aspire for Her. She started in the cellular network planning and development division at Vodafone Idea, with the distinction of being the first woman in the engineering department. After a long gap, she staged a career comeback and joined AFH. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so Thank you so much. Okay, I'm audible. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
ma'am.
Dilip, for joining us today at Aspire for Her. It means a lot, and having a leader of your caliber with your vision and your thoughts, it's certainly something for the community. As part of our engagement with NPCI, we did open up returnity. The applications are closed. Very happy to say that we had an interest from more than 667 women who've applied for the returnship program. And yes, there's a lot of engagement happening for the students and opening up, the domain of fintech. Actually, that's why the name came as what the hell is fintech, because it is something very new. And most of, I would say, not only the girls, even boys are not aware of the careers that come in fintech, but which the age and revolution of fintech that's happening, I'm sure we need a lot of skilled forces who need to come together in order to take the nation much ahead. So thank you once again. And for the community here, we continue the series with the future of fintech, which happens next Saturday. But thank you so much, Dilip, once again. And yes, for announcing all about the internships, we will come back to NPCI so that we can take it at a bigger stage outside. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And once again, it's a great program. Congratulations to all of you. And we at NPCI will do everything and anything to partner more with you guys so that we are genuinely able to contribute more women partnership, not only in NPCI but in the entire fintech community.
I will have one question for you, Dilip, before you
Yes,
go.
please.
Any advice for Aspire for her and the women at Aspire for
her? See, okay, look, I don't know exactly, but I think today and somewhere I think now you have started this community, and now you are seeing the need of having you should have started this like 5 years back, right? I'm sure all of you guys are working for it, feeling that why didn't you start 5 years, 10 years back? So I think first of all, I think it's a great initiative, but I think the reach out and visibility can be higher. I think that's the way I look at it. And NPCI, for sure, NPCI can work with you more. And we spoke about the returnity program. I think when I was talking to our HR team, we had looked at 25 as a first year because it's a new program. But as I said, we are very open to increase the numbers. We can look at a higher number to look at. So I think it's a great initiative. Keep doing more. Keep reaching out more is what I can say.
We'll definitely reach out to you also for what you've told us. And thank you so much once again. Have a lovely weekend. Happy festivities, everyone. Until we meet next Saturday once again. Oh, there's a poll. So I'm requesting the audience to please take this poll. It means a lot to Aspire for her. We do understand the community requirements as well as how we can get better each time.
But Dilip, thank you so much. It was immediate. It was absolutely, eye-opening. And I think the beautiful part of what Dilip says is that he is, as NPCI, welcoming more and more women into the fintech industry and, of course, into NPCI. I think that's a very powerful statement coming straight from the man at the helm at NPCI. And Dilip, we will take you up on all this kind of offers you have made of actually reaching out to the broader fintech world. Because I think that NPCI is uniquely positioned to actually change the diversity equation of the fintech world like no other institution and organization. So thank you so much. We could not be more grateful for your support and for your unstinted partnership in this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Really, thank you for inviting.
Thank you, Madhura ma'am, Rishita ma'am, and thanks a lot, Dilip sir.
So sorry, I missed to thank you, Srija and Yashasvi. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. It was great talking to you, sir.
Thank you.